Welcome to Wind Chime Storytime.
I'm David.
And I'm Reese.
Today we are reading the story of Glitter, the Fairy of Courage by Liana Wall.
Our story begins in Enchandream Wood, where every creature is ready to welcome the next fairy princess. Enchandream Forest and all who lived there were in very joyful, happy spirits. They loved seeing the sunshine on the land every day, the birds tweeting and singing, the flowers blooming, and the woodland feeling harmonious, filled with serenity. Everything was so peaceful, kind, and wonderful in this magical hidden kingdom. Selena, the queen of the fairies, was busy helping the gnomes plant the purple lavender flowers which Sparkle loved the most in the gardens and making sure they smelt just right. Selena was also ensuring that the beautiful daisies had the widest of petals and the roses grew happy in their rose bushes with all the colors of the rainbow. Selena was excellent at growing flowers in the forest, with the help of the caring gnomes, who were the very best at keeping the gardens full of delightful colors and scents. Meanwhile, Sparkle and Dottie were playing a game of hide-and-go-peep together. This was a game they loved to play. Dottie wasn't very good at this game, as she always hid behind the smallest of leaves, and Sparkle always made her jump when she found her. Sparkle pretended sometimes that she couldn't see Dottie, even though she was often hiding in plain sight. This always made Dottie feel happy because she was able to win some games as well. They were very kind to each other and enjoyed playing in the trees and amongst the leaves. As the night drew in, the sun began to settle over the horizon, and the moon appeared so large in the sky in Enchandream Wood. It was much greater than normal and was shimmering white so brightly that it shone a light beam onto Selena's palace built in the willow tree. Selena knew at that moment it was time for the next of her fairy daughters to join the family. Under the full moon, Selena introduced the new fairy to Sparkle, who was bursting with excitement for the arrival of her new sister.
This is your sister,
Selena said to Sparkle, holding the new princess in her arms. Sparkle looked into the arms of her mother and saw a tiny fairy with the most beautiful hair. "Look at her hair, Mother! It is so magical! It looks like glitter dust!"
You are right,
said Selena.
Therefore we shall name her Glitter.
Sparkle adored her little sister Glitter so much. She made a promise that night to guide her and to be the best big sister in the land. Selena knew she had to grant Glitter one of her magical power gifts soon, but this gift was something she had to grow and learn to use herself with time. Selena had to observe how Glitter behaved in order to grant her that chosen power. As the days went on, Sparkle, Glitter, and Dottie all played together by the River of Wonders. They danced on the riverbank edge and splashed each other with the warm river water, laughing, giggling, and having so much fun. The blue water was Glitter's favorite color. She loved it so much that she asked the caterpillars to make her dresses the dazzling turquoise blue, like the color of the water dancing in the sunlight with the shimmering ripples. One afternoon, after supper, Glitter and Sparkle flew together again to the River of Wonders. Glitter loved to dip her pointed toes in the water and twirl around with her sister. They made up dances together and enjoyed it so much. They loved how they danced on their pointed fairy toes, just like ballerinas. Unexpectedly, there was a big loud caw sound in the air. A very dark noise, the call of a large black crow. It was so loud, it frightened and scared all the creatures in the kingdom. So much so that everyone fled as quickly as they could, back to their willows and oak trees. Crows do not like kind, little pretty creatures, and Enchandream was filled with them. Crows are the only birds that are not allowed in the magical woods, as they are a lot larger than the creatures in Enchandream. This crow was not welcome, and far too large for this forest. Selina cried out from the window hole in the willow tree for Sparkle and Glitter to fly home right away. Sparkle heard her mother's call and spread her wings and started to fly back to the Willow Palace. Then she discovered, looking back over her shoulder, that her sister was not following behind her. Instead, she was still dancing on the water edge at the River of Wonders. "Glitter, we must go. If we head back to the palace now, all will be safe and well," called Sparkle back to her sister. "Do not worry, Sparkle," said Glitter. "I am sure it is safe. Let's quickly make up another water dance together." Rapidly, the sun disappeared behind a black cloud, and the big black crow was hovering over Enchandream Wood. Its wings were wide and long, and it was fluttering hastily over the top of them both, looking like it was ready to swoop. The crow then saw Sparkle's reflection on the water and flew down with a mighty rush and caught Sparkle by her delicate little wings, then whisked her away in his beak up to the sky. "Help!" cried Sparkle. "Sparkle, I'm coming!" Glitter replied in a panic. Glitter then opened her wings and started to fly after the crow, flying with all her speed and might so she could save her big sister. She was gaining fast and yelled to the mean crow, "Let my sister go!" Glitter reached into her turquoise fairy dress, pulling out handfuls of fairy dust, and started to throw it all over the crow, hoping this would help. Glitter was not afraid of the crow. She just wanted to help her sister. Closer and closer Glitter flew to the crow until they were almost side by side. Just then, Dottie looked up at the sky and saw her two fairy friends combating the crow. Dottie flew as fast as she could to alert Selina that there was trouble up in the sky with Sparkle, Glitter, and the crow. Immediately, Selina rang her bluebell alarm in the Willow Palace, which summoned her butterflies and bees. She instructed that they fly as fast as they could, following Dottie to help her daughters tackle the crow in the sky. Flying like the wind, they all joined Glitter and surrounded the crow. The crow, covered with fairy dust, and seeing an army of butterflies and bees, became afraid and opened its beak. Sparkle's wings were released, and she was free from the crow. Glitter caught her sister in her arms and held her tightly in a fairy hug. The butterflies and bees escorted Sparkle and Glitter back to the palace, where Selina thanked them for taking care of the princesses. "We are so very sorry, Mother," said Glitter. "Sparkle told me to leave the water, but I wasn't scared of the noise at all, and I did not think I would worry anyone." Selina held Sparkle and Glitter tightly in her wings and told them that they must obey the rules of Enchandream, as scary and unsafe things can happen at any time. Sparkle and Glitter dropped their eyes in sorrow, nodded, and flew to their mushroom beds. They both hung up their slippers next to the lavender flowers, tucked themselves in, and rested together before drifting off to the land of imagination. Dottie flew in through the window on the willow tree and gave a little nuzzle into Selina. They both looked back up at the starry sky above.
Glitter learned her lesson this evening, Dottie, by simply not listening,
said Selina.
Yet she has demonstrated that she is ever so brave and courageous for battling the crow on her own. I know the power she needs to receive. She has proven this to me, to our kingdom, but most importantly to herself. She has so much courage inside of her.
Then Selina stood tall, opened her wings, which changed to all the colors of the rainbow, and sang softly,
My beautiful daughter Glitter, you dance high on your toes. I bring courage here for you. Take it wherever you go. Do not be afraid of anything. You have your mind and spirit, the strength that guides you in your soul. Listen, and you will hear it.
Selina watched the full moon fill the sky with all the white and silver light it possessed. She whispered to Dottie as they both watched the moonlight beam down on the forest floor below.
Glitter will help all those in Enchandream, Dottie. She has been given the power to be brave, strong, and fearless. She is the fairy of courage, who will comfort the humans and help them to never be afraid of anything.
Thanks for listening to Wind Chime Storytime.
Have a pleasant day.
And the next adventure's on the way.
Bye.
Bye.